This is Lucky Star Pie with your Modern Armor update rundown. The Cold War game mode is now available to play, added with this update. This comes with both a multiplayer mode and a co-op mode, where in the co-op mode you can team up with other tankers and fight against AI. Cold War is initially launching with two affiliations, the Eastern Alliance and the Western Alliance. These cover 3 eras of time with 3 tanks per era per tech tree. This totals to 18 available tanks on the tech trees. Further tech tree expansion covering additional nations within the affiliations as well as new affiliations will be coming in the future. In Cold War, there's 2 new consumables you have to be on the lookout for. These are only available for Cold War vehicles, not World War II. The first being Smokescreen. The consumable was designed with Cold War vision in mind, and it prevents players from being able to see you while you retreat to safety. It's also handy in close combat, where if you find yourself being circled, you can deploy your Smokescreen, and it causes the enemy's auto-lock to disengage. The second consumable are Hole Patch Kits. This consumable allows you to maximize your life expectancy on the battlefield. It is noted that one use won't undo the damage received from a shot, but it can fix an early game mistake or restore enough health to make a difference in the outcome of a battle. The Cold War vision system mentioned is True Vision as we know it. This is also known as the Vehicle Detection System. It's what governs how and when vehicles appear to players in battle based on whether they are detected or not at any given moment and how you can interact with that vehicle. The Cold War vision system's main effect is that all combatant vehicle models are always rendered at all times, and they no longer pop into existence. The Cold War vision system will be enabled in Cold War battles only. They will not be enabled in World War II. In terms of matchmaking, the Cold War has its own era-based matchmaking. Cold War vehicles will launch separate from World War II vehicles, and they will only see tanks in the same era as your tank. When creating a match, the matchmaker will also prioritize getting you into battle quickly while creating a balanced match. It considers tank classes and attempts to keep the class parity between teams as well as platoon parity. 2 new equipment items have been added and are available for both World War II and Cold War. Both of the new equipment options are especially useful for light tanks or vehicles that rely on their speed and mobility for survival. They are the traction system and the advanced powertrain. These equipment provide percentage-based bonuses. Be careful though, if you boost your mobility too much, it could become difficult to control your tank. There's also a new IPX experience for new players taking place on Cao Bang with M1A2 training tanks. And in the tech tree, further upgrades were made. You can now access a tank's upgrade information without having to own the tank. The tech tree is now 2D instead of 3D for better visual appearance and navigation, and new backgrounds for the tech trees have been added. Now, something you will notice is the new filter systems. When using the tank filter, you can now select a tank in the right-hand side display to open a drop-down menu for various options. And in the premium tech tree, a filter has been added to help find the tank you are looking for. The new filter options include on sale, unowned, and unavailable. In the Vehicle tab, the whole look has been overhauled and will change environments based on the season of the last played map. Tank tracks also rotate when you spin the tank around for a more natural appearance. The Vehicle tab displays your commander above the tank wheel and standing beside your tank. The Ammo at a Glance display now shows the resupply currency currently selected, and boosts can now be purchased directly from the boosters menu. If you often play in platoons, you'll be interested to know that platoon mates' tanks and commanders will be visible from your Vehicle tab. Joinable platoons display added on the social menu for players to easily join their friends' open platoon. And platoons can switch between Cold War multiplayer, Cold War co-op, and World War II without disbanding. As for colorblind support, they now offer even more colorblind options, and it no longer impacts only certain elements, but the entire game screen. And for those of you that like to see your teammates being a different color, there's now new team color options. You can check the Options tab to set your team colors to one of the available options. Improvements to the PBRS have been made with detailed earnings. Accessed from the PBRS, you can see a full breakdown of Silver, XP, Commander XP, and Gold earnings and costs for that match. The Watch Replay option was added for quick access to the replay for that map, and the new MVP display has improved readability. As for the medal count indicator, when you earn medals in the match, an indicator is displayed on the medal tab to make players more aware of when they earned a medal at a glance, as well as how many medals they earned. This is a World War II feature only. As for improvements to the matchmaking, a new map rotation algorithm has been implemented. It's a new approach to handling map rotation to prevent same back-to-back maps from occurring for players. Maps are placed in a predetermined order that the server will cycle through every 4 minutes. This means that if you play a match every 4 minutes, you will always play a different map until you've cycled through all of the maps that are available at your battle tier before cycling back to the start of the list. And in World War II Matchmaker, bot support has been added for all tiers in direct response to players being concerned about the split in the player base. Further improvements have been made where you can access from the Armor Module Viewer detailed stats for a full breakdown of the characteristics of your tank. They've also increased vibration feedback on the controller for a more immersive experience when traversing rough terrain. And in the store, they've updated the UI for the conversion menu, where it now accelerates the conversion rate as you hold the button. As for in-match improvements for the HUD, they've added a lock-on indicator. HP numbers are now on the health bar above players' tanks, and they've adjusted the mini-map and overview map so that the view cone is lighter than the surrounding area. They've added a flare to the health bar to indicate the chunk of damage given or received from that hit. And they've improved the base icons to stand out on the minimap and HUD, giving better clarity to which base is being captured. The spectator icon was changed to an eyeball, and health meters are brighter for all colorblind options for better visibility when low on health. After leaving a match, there's now a new cleaner celebration screen, and an option to dismiss all celebrations has been added. There's a new elite icon, and the discount tag will display in additional locations for better visibility. The right-hand side tank stat panel now uses the stock rounds damage and penetration display for comparison instead of the average of all 3 round types. As for audio updates, they've updated the ambiance throughout the vehicle tab and various menus. The vehicle tab ambiance will even adjust based on the equipment you mount on your tank. An audio cue was added in-game for an ally's death. As for game mode additions and multi-base assault mode, they've added that mode to the following maps, available in custom games only. Additional modes were added to current maps for multiplayer matches. In custom games, new options were added in the Vehicles tab to select which game modes of tanks are allowed and displays corresponding vehicle filters for the mode selected. As for how medals will work, in the World War II game mode, medals will work the same and are exclusive to the World War II mode. In the Cold War game mode, you can earn Marks of Excellence and Mastery badges. You cannot earn World War II medals. Cold War specific medals will be added in the future. And for overall achievements and trophies, they can be completed using either World War II or Cold War vehicles as long as the tank used meets the requirements. As well as this new game mode, new consumables, and updates, we have a few bug fixes that made their way in, such as damage dealt by the player being spectated no longer impacts the spectator's efficiency display, flags purchased with vouchers no longer charge gold. The log tab now shows entries for purchased tank skins, gold pack purchases, ammo resupply costs, and shows the currency icon for sold vehicles. The PBRS MOE damage standing now rounds to the tenths, and the mouse and keyboard is now working correctly on Xbox One. There were other various bug fixes as well. This has been your update rundown with Lucky Star Pie. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you out there, Commander.